Hello everyone, I am Rex Red, and we don't have any music. Why not? What happened to our music? Okay. Well, I guess we don't have any music today. Not sure why. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's muted? No. No. We lost our sounds. Okay. All right. Well, that's okay. We have no intro music, but I'm the intro music today. So we are back with another EZ3DTV tutorial. Let's select the stream. See how we have a nice connection. Let's switch to live chat. All right. So what we're going to do today is we are going to work with just creating a scene and looking at EZFinder in a little bit of depth. Okay, so what we have here is our EZFinder, and this is a new version of EZFinder, so it's not out in the world yet. Okay, and it's got a few new things. I'm not going to go into much detail about it. I'm making this video so I can kind of test it, and not the boring kind of test that's just alone, but where I can kind of test it. As you can see, I can zoom now and by holding the Control key and using the mouse wheel, I can make the icons smaller, okay, or larger, however you like them, okay. That was something that was asked for. At one point, I thought it would be impossible to do, but since this version, the inner guts of EZFinder have been completely rewritten, and this allowed this to happen because the inner guts are more streamlined. Okay, so now you will eventually have this ability to resize your icons, okay, here. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to start with a scene. There are other things that are new in here. I just wanted to kind of explain this so that if you saw that they were a different size than what you work with, that you would say, how did you do that? Well, this is because I am working with a new version, and a lot of very, very interesting features are in this new version, okay? So, but I'm not going to go into the features. What I'm going to do is, because I'm going to do that after it has been released. So let's go to our dev channel. Let's bring this over here to this. And this is my buddy from Tennessee. No, this is actually a Daz scene that I created. And what we're going to do, we can go full screen just for a moment. Lower left. It's just something that I worked on, kind of threw together. When I'm working on a program, creating a new program, or working on an update for a program, I'm always creating scenes as I work on the programs, because I want to be able to test and see how they work in a real kind of scenario. So I'm always working on a scene while I'm programming, okay? So that and especially if it's a new program, like I have a bunch of new programs and I can't talk about them because they're going to be coming out soon. And so and when they come out, then I'll make some videos. You're all going to sit and say, how the hell? Oh, I got to read the manual and everything. But you can be assured that the day that new program comes out, you can come over here to EZ3DTV, and I will have a video showing you what's new, like if it's an update, or how to use the programs, because these are not things where you just click on them and you put the hair on a figure, or you put the clothes on, or you insert the figure into the scene. These are in-depth programs that have a learning curve. But I can tell you it's not as bad of a learning curve as, say, learning to use Blender or something. So it's a lot better than that. So it's something that, like when I go in to use Blender, I'll spend like 2 days messing around in Blender, and then I will go back to Daz, and then when I go back to Blender, I kind of remember a little bit, but it's like almost everything I forgot. And so, but with these programs, they're made for Daz. They're made to do kind of one thing really good and instantly bring these things into Daz. So so when you go into them, you'll have a learning curve at first. Just a moment. Excuse me. I think that probably made it into, I saw the audio going up when I pulled the mic down. So, but you'll have a learning curve going into it, but the second time you go in, you'll kind of say, oh, I know what I'm doing, and it won't be as difficult to kind of get around. And then like the third time, you're going to say, this is easy. I'll just use that program to do this. Just like EZFinder, at first, when I first created EZFinder, I didn't think that I was going to, I never thought that it would completely replace smart content. I thought, oh, there's going to be some kind of scenario, some reason why I will need to use EZFinder. Now this isn't working. I'm not sure. Maybe if I tuck this down into the back here. I figured there will be some kind of scenario where I will have to use smart content. Well, it's turned out that I don't use smart content at all now, because it's just, I can do everything. All of my products are in little groups of things that I can just find instantly. Like this right here has got all of my stuff to start up a scene. That's how this scene was started. It was the same exact way of just putting all these things together in a really quick, very quick way, okay? And so I just don't, I don't reach out for smart content like anymore. And as you can see now, I keep it closed. So it allows me all of that screen real estate to actually work on Daz, which, and if I need to, I can just close EZFinder. I can just come over here and click on that and close EZFinder, and it's gone. Okay, and so that's the thing, or just reopen it again. And that is how this works. So, and pull this back over here as soon as that disappears. So we have our lives, new lives. Okay, so, all right. So what we're going to do is go back to the desktop view. And now I'm going to take this we're going to add, we'll create a new scene, new. So we're just going to kind of go into depth here. And as I kind of work with EZFinder, new scene, this is taking a while. Okay. It is. Well, this has been open for a few days. So about a week. I haven't closed this program. So maybe I'll try create and see what happens. Okay. I guess there's only really one thing that's usually selected there. Here's our new scene. Okay. And so now what I'm going to do is right click here, inject. That's Genesis 9. We're going to inject this. And so we have a new figure in the scene. Welcome, people. Welcome, welcome. So this last update, was extremely difficult, extremely complicated, and there really were very few parts of the program that did not get kind of rewritten. And what was difficult about it was that it had to work with existing, not just version, the last version, but some people may still be using version 1.0.1. Some people are using 1.0.3. I think it's actually 1.0.2 and 1.0.3. And so this new version had to be able to upgrade from both of those standpoints. Oh yes, this was not trivial at all. And then I got it done, and then I found there were some issues. They had to be fixed. And so I feel very confident. Now it's going to paginate better. It's going to do a lot of things, especially people with hard drives. Okay, if you have a hard disk drive, the pages no longer access the in and out of your hard drive. So that's another really big thing. So let's get some pants on first. Let's go for shorts. Where are the shorts? So we'll go with these for now. Inject. See how quickly we can set up a scene here. Now we go with skins, and let's go with what skins? This is 300. Okay, we're going to go with our small version of skins. Okay, let's use this guy here. Inject, I've been liking his skin lately. And so we go here, put on some skins, and then we go. Now, when these are much larger like this, it makes it much easier to see poses and things like that. Okay, so we go to shapes. We got 52 shapes. Let's give him a shape. Let's go with Maston. Let's see how he looks. Inject. See if this works. I haven't used this one. No, it doesn't. So let's go with Matthias. Try this. There we go. We got Matthias. All right, and then we go to poses. See, I could never have done this quickly in Daz. And I actually, I won't say never, because I was able to do this when I had those virtual menus. But then all of a sudden, version 2025 and 2026 just killed them, and it was like, okay, this took me a month to make my virtual menus, and they're gone now. So I was not pleased at all at losing all of that. So so that was an issue here. Let's try standing casual and see how that works. Well, something's wrong here. That's supposed to be Genesis 9, and that pose didn't work at all. So something's wrong with that pose. It might just be the legs. Okay, that's what they do. They do this full and top. So it only put the pose on his legs. So yeah, I'm aware of that stuff. Like, I got a pose, but it's only on my legs. Okay, this is kind of cool. So, all right, let's, his hand's kind of weird being right there. So let's see what else we can find. What's nice is he's got some eye poses here. And like I said, with poses, what's really nice is you can make them now larger like this, so you can see, well, you will be able to, you can see what's here better for these poses. Some of them are older and they don't have really very high quality images. Let's go to date purchased. Now date purchased actually works now, so you can actually do date purchased. These are the latest things that I've purchased, and it looks like think it works. Let's see. Yeah, we still have all this information here. This is nice. Okay, let's try this and see what he looks like in here. Now see, this isn't, oh, this is again bottom. It just did the bottom. All right. See, I haven't gone through these yet. This is the same, just the lower part. Okay, we need to get full right leg. Here's full here. Okay, let's try this. Inject, that's a full one. Okay. That works. Okay, let's see. We're going to start. What I like to do is take and place this to the front, like dead front, and then go to my figure and rotate him to the angle that I want him to be at. Okay. Now rotate Y. Now let's do a look for something here. Let's go look at me. I have been really liking this Look at Me product. Okay, but we have to clear this out. Go here, and it's like having to find something. You just type Look at Me and click search, and it may not be installed, but I think it is. Okay. No, it is not installed, so I did not install it. Oh, but we're in version 2026, which I don't want to be in actually, because it will not render. So let's install some stuff here. I don't have Look at Me installed. I bought it, but it's just not installed yet. So we'll close this down. We're going to save this as save as scene. We'll call it Mathias. Let's try Matthias and see. Matthias, Mathias. All right, let's save him. Okay. And wait, and there we go. We got 144 things I haven't. I got product updates and new poser. Okay, so let's close this. It won't take long. And then install all of these things here. Actually, what I'd like to do, okay, so we're going to start the queue here. Oh, shoot. I have to clear the queue and cancel these if I can. I have to check and see which, and that's something that, okay, it's my Daz 3D library. What I need to do is, I need to uninstall a bunch of stuff here. So I'm going to go here to trees. Okay, at first I'm going to go into my EZFinder. These are things that are going to help you. Watching me do these things kind of helps you to figure out how to do stuff. This is how you get rid of library compartments, okay? So I have this compartment here scanned. I'm going to delete. Okay, I think I'm going to delete 2 first. Okay, so I'm just going to come in here and delete this scan. And so now we only have 1 lib. Now before it didn't get rid of the libs. Now it does. It didn't get rid of lib 1. Let's see if it gets rid of it this time. See, it did. So these things are now working. So now we only have our main compartment. Now I can come over here. This is the order I would do it, is I'd get rid of your libs first, okay? Which I don't think it's really matters what order you do it, but I'd get rid of them in EZFinder first. Now let's close this down. Okay, and now I've got trees selected, and what I'm going to do is go here to Advanced Settings, Installation. We're going to go to Trees, this Trees library. Okay, and it says there's 94 installed. I'm going to select them all in there. I'm going to get rid of this library. The reason why this is a test library, okay, it's for testing EZFinder, okay? But there's an issue that it was created when I decided to say, okay, I'm going to take all my trees and I'm going to put them in a separate library, because and then I said I'll take all of my plants and I'll put them, so I have two alternate libraries. It was just a quick way to do things so that I wouldn't have to pick and choose which ones to put in the backup libraries. Now, the issue with having backup libraries is that when you take a product and you put that product in a backup library, and I'm not sure that this even works if you do this, but you have to put the whole product. You don't just you want to install the whole product. Like if it's a figure or something, you want to install their eyes and their hair, anything that comes, body hair, gens, things like that, all of the entire product. You want to install that. You don't want to just do a search for eyes and then pull all these eyes out of all these other products. And the reason why is because they have SKU numbers. And these SKU numbers, it looks in the library, in the main library for those SKU numbers. It just doesn't find all of its things that belong to its product if it's scattered across. So really the only way to do this is to take like an entire farmyard or something like that. If you have the entire farmyard, okay, this is falling out again here. The farmyard, the chickens, and their HDRIs that go with the farmyard, everything. If you take it all and put that all into the secondary library, you might have a fighting chance with it. I don't know everything there is to know about this, and I am sure there are many Daz artists that know a lot more about dividing up. So now I have all these trees here. What I'm going to do is now switch back to my main library. Okay, I want these to go back in my Daz main library, except. And now we're going to start the queue on them, and these might take a while. There's 90 of them, or 95 of them. But they have to get installed back because I want to use ultra scenery, and it won't work with all of these items divided off into another library. And so I kind of have to fix. In order to show you how all of these things work, I have to actually break my library and kind of so it doesn't work. And so, and it's like I have 13,000 items that I've purchased that are over 1.7 million files. So I do end up having to do a lot of tap dancing to make these tests, to test things out and say, okay, somehow I have to break up my library into smaller libraries. So we're at 68, so it's going pretty fast. This is on a solid M.2 drive. So we are doing pretty good. So I'm still doing the decaf. I got a little bit of decaf here. Just a minute, I have to cough again. I have 20 more left to install. And some of them won't install because they are Photoshop brushes and I haven't. But this will clear out that so I don't have my trees in another library. Now, I'm going to also tell you something. The people with multiple libraries, okay, do not accidentally, like if there's a new update for EZFinder, okay, do not accidentally install EZFinder on your backup library, okay? Because you're always kind of juggling between them and saying, okay, I'd like to install this here. And if you've got EZFinder installed on your main library, I wouldn't install EZFinder on a backup library, period. Install it into your main library. That's how it's meant to be done, okay? But when you see and say, oh, there's an update for EZFinder, do not install that into your backup library, okay? Now we got to do this one more time for plants. All right, plants. So I hope this is kind of helpful. Okay, now I have 117 plants. These are small files. They're not that big. Okay, we're going to start the queue. Okay, I have to switch. Make sure that I'm actually in the right library. Installation. Now let's go to plants. Accept. All right, I guess that's still plants. All right, we're going to uninstall all of these. All right, uninstall. Oh, select them. Uninstall these plants. Just as long as they all get installed into the main library, then you pretty much see. I remembered not. See, if I had named this plant, P-L-A-N-T, instead of plants, there would have been 1,000, plant items. Because this will just say, a lot of times a prop will just say plant, but plants is rare when they're going to name a prop plants, okay? And sometimes, usually it's a product. Well, these are all products here. So at least I think they are. I'm not really sure. Sometimes my mind just gets kind of foggy with this stuff, but these look like products to me. And how they get uninstalled and installed on another library. Because some of these products, like these plants, are part of another product. They're like these plants are part of Ultra Scenery. So they have different SKUs, but Ultra Scenery depends on them. I'm not sure how this exactly works. And so whether if there's some SKU numbers that are divided across separate products or whatever. Yeah, there are actually, because you can, some products are in different parts and stuff, and I'm not sure exactly how this all works. But what happens is the SKUs are just not quantized enough. Path is the way to find products. And so that's now the way EZFinder does it the right way, so that when you scan your a secondary library, EZFinder doesn't have a conflict and say, oh, there's already a SKU number for this in the main library, so we're going to omit this, okay? And so it was omitting products because of these SKU numbers. So it's just, and it wasn't a lot, okay, but it was enough to say, okay, this isn't right, and I have to fix this, and so this is how this works. So all right, these are almost all uninstalled, and so and it was not fun fixing this. There was not the fun kind of fix. It was very complicated. So now we're going to start the queue. Oh, we have to switch now. Back, okay. Let's not make a mistake. Switch back to my 3D library, accept. And now we're going to install these back into the main library. But what that means is that my main library didn't get, they won't show in my main library. They'll still work in Daz, but which is kind of okay, but they won't show because I'll be using Ultra Scenery from within Daz. So this gives you a little bit of an idea of how to work with backup libraries, okay? It just takes you a little bit into, so this is kind of in-depth with EZFinder, and EZFinder is linked to the Daz library, so there's really no way to just talk about EZFinder without touching on the Daz library and how that kind of works, because EZFinder is dependent on the Daz library and how that is set up, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another scan of my entire library. Oh, I can append the scan, okay? And I think, and there's a new feature now called Fast Append, and because I know nobody's complained about it, but they've said, you know, but I know people are thinking every time I buy a new product, it takes, you know, 20 minutes to bring those new products into EZFinder. Well, now it takes seconds, okay? Not seconds, but it takes a couple of minutes, a few minutes, and you can bring all kinds of new products into your libraries. So, and that's what we're going to test right now and see how that works. It's called Fast Append. So you have Append, which Append is for when you have items that are not installed by the Daz Install Manager. So if they're Renderosity or some other website, you use Fast Append to just add new things in quickly without having to do a full scan, okay? It'll scan everything in your Daz library. It scans deeply into your Daz library, okay? Which a lot of people put these items into their Daz library. So, but Fast Append looks at the Daz Install Manager and says, oh, these are new, let's add these in. And I'm not sure if this is going to work because, yeah, it should, because they were uninstalled, they're reinstalled. Okay, we got 48 left, and then we're done with this whole Install Manager thing. And so let's see, we had we had house plants. There was a bunch of stuff I didn't install here, so I'm going to install these latest updates also. So we're at 39, 38. Okay, these plants are going pretty fast. So, yeah, so EZFinder is connected to Daz in a lot of ways, and but it's also not connected, where you can just close EZFinder and any kind of memory footprint or anything like that is gone. And that's something you can't do really with smart content. Smart content does a lot to kind of to hide itself, but there is a footprint, a memory footprint when Daz loads of smart content. And so EZFinder solves that by being a completely separate thing. So so when I close EZFinder, it no longer has any kind of memory footprint. It's not using your CPU RAM. EZFinder doesn't use much of your graphics memory at all. So anyway, so it just uses your CPU RAM and your CPU a little also. The CPU very little. It does use a couple gigs. It can use up to a couple gigs usually of your CPU RAM depending. But there again, once you inject the things into Daz, you just close EZFinder and it's gone. All that memory input footprint is gone. So we got 7 more things to install. Wood flower plants, garden plants, long grass, grassland flowers and plants, reeds, wildflowers, wild ferns. See, these are volumes, so if you were to move ferns from one and the other, they may actually still have the same SKU. Okay, let's get rid of this plants word, and let's see what's in here. There's 144. These are updates and products. Let's just do them all here. Get them all into start queue. We're going to do a real big test to see how this works. So some of these are actually updates to 2026, which we're not going to be using, but let's get them done. This is my secondary computer. This is the computer. So I have two Daz computers. One of them is with a 5090 to run. I have to have these test beds. And so one of them is welcome, Matt Martz. Welcome. All is well with me, friend. So we're doing the dry beginning part, and the part that everybody says, oh, if you want to actually watch the video, skip to this part. Well, we're almost ready. We're almost up to that skip to this part, please. So for some people want to see the new information. So we have new stuff. So EZFinder has a new update, and I'm not going into it into depth, okay, into too much depth, but there's a little bit coming on the horizon, and you can kind of pick up a little bit of this from this. It's not a full feature video that we're doing right now. So how many have we got? I've got 105 left to install. No, actually, it's 144. So yeah, let's get these things going here. So far our connection is good, even with us downloading all of this stuff. So this is these 50 HDRIs. Product update on 50 HDRIs. I wonder what they did to them, actually. But that means that they probably would have the same name and be in the same place. So probably, I don't think our HDRI scanner has to be rerun. I doubt they would move them to a different place. But these are like a gig each, almost a gigabyte each. So they are taking their time downloading. So the Daz Install Manager has been working really nicely lately, because I used to, when I would have to reinstall like all 13,000 of my items, every once in a while it would hit a certain product and just take like a half an hour to download and install it. That seems to be gone. Whatever that was, it seems as though it's pretty consistent now. They just install pretty fast. Even though this is only 573 megabytes, there's 5 files downloading at once. So 5 1 gigabyte files. I don't know if there's a way to go inside and say, don't download so many, but so this is kind of taking a lot longer than these are the updates, so it's doing the updates first, and we gotta update. I gotta update my program. So then when we go into Daz, I could actually use Daz while this is happening. All of my things have been moved. I can't do the scan yet because and actually I can't use Daz even though this isn't updating version 4.24, it is still kind of working with some of the Daz stuff. So, and this is the Rapunzel tower. These are kind of going slow. That one went. These Daz ones are going pretty fast. So they might have these older things on Monster Spider. I'm not going to mess with these. Why they didn't download? I'll mess with those later. So yeah, and a lot of these things aren't that big. They're just small, 83 megabytes, 2 megabytes. These will go pretty fast. It's 400 megabytes for this one. Holden. Okay, we don't have Holden on here yet either. And he's one of my favorite characters that's come out, and he was very popular in the Daz store. So yeah, okay, now we're down to only a few more. It's actually doing the betas now. 2026 public beta, publishing beta. Us PAs get a publishing beta. I'm not really sure why, what's the difference between the publishing beta, but my suspicion is that it has less, what would you call it? It doesn't cache as much stuff so that you can keep trying out new things. I'm not sure what the publishing beta really does. I just need to probably Google it or something. So, all right, we got the Rapunzel towers pretty big. These ones are big, but they're going fast. And then we'll be going down to these, which are pretty small. Most of these are really tiny. I think they'll go faster. So we only have 118 ready left. So I could actually use Daz while these install, because I'm not using any of these items. We could kind of work on our scene and let this go. I think I will use version 4.24 once the updates are done. Rapunzel Tower is a pretty cool product. All right, now we're downloading the Daz Studio 2026. Check the store every day. Can't wait to see what your next product is. But this will be something where you can just kind of go in there, do your work, and come back out, and you're all done. So this is just not working. This hanging back and like pulling back my head. So, all right, we're down to 102. But actually, these get really small as they go down. The further down they go, they get smaller. So it's not that many. Okay, so they're working. Yeah, this one's a gig. So these ones at the top, Moon Crater. Yeah, I didn't realize I had done so many of these things. So we can open up EZFinder, and now this is a new version of EZFinder. Okay, so this version has a bunch of stuff that is not in your versions yet, and this is another thing waiting on the Daz testers. They when they get another update dumped on them, it's like a headache. It's a gigantic headache. They dread it, because it's just something it's something completely different from what they're used to, okay? So it takes a while for them to figure it out, okay? But here's our DUF. We can bring our DUF files in now. what we have is expandable. We can now use the Control key and make these larger or smaller. You can go all the way to a much smaller size. You got a bunch of different sizes here, okay? So you can now go to a much smaller size, okay? And to large or small, this was something I said that I didn't think we'd be able to do, but then I streamlined the files inside, and it made it possible to do this. So and so this version does a lot of stuff that I will talk about once the update is released. Okay, so I'm not going to talk in depth about this. Okay, so now we're going to, and I believe this next update will be possibly the last update that EZFinder will need, unless there's something massive that I overlooked. And if there is something massive, it'll be just like one little fix, put it out and release it. This update was a complete rebuild, okay, of EZFinder, okay, from the kind of deep down into, and it was extremely disruptive, and I was at many points just thinking this isn't going to work, and all of a sudden it started to come together, and so this is and so it's ready now. The update is ready for Daz testers to do their magic, and like I said, it's not easy for them. So it's not like it's not normal for what they normally do, but it's a very vital product for a lot of Daz users. So it's kind of like a half and half kind of thing. So, and it's a popular product. So all right, so we're going down now. We're down to 93. Things are starting to move a little faster. These ones, it doesn't have to just install them. It has to actually download them too. And I'm streaming in the middle of all of this. So yeah, this it paginates faster, and especially for people with with hard drives. Okay, it's going to be much faster for people with hard drives. Okay, so that's another thing that was fixed, where every time it would paginate, it would kind of grab things from the hard drive, and now it does still grab a few things from the hard drive, but they're very tiny, and so it's going to paginate, because the big thing when these load, okay, is the thumbnails. There's no way around that really, except where I could change these thumbnails to the smaller thumbnails, but then when you zoom in like this, they would be all very blurry. And so I've opted to use the higher quality, the larger, the 256 by 256 thumbnails. And so that's what's different here with EZFinder, is where Daz in their smart content, you have to hover over it to see the larger quality one. But here in EZFinder, you get to see the larger thumbnails. Sometimes some of them just don't have good, they don't have 256 by 256. They just use the same 91, but let's go to some of the newer stuff, date purchased. And we go through some of these. Now you have date purchased, and you can see these are fairly good quality thumbnails here. See, so you can really see kind of what's here. And so that's was a choice that I made to keep the high resolution thumbnails here. Rather than, or you'd zoom in and they're just very, very blurry, and the only way to really see them would be to bring them over here, okay? But these are the same, at least they look like the same. Now I'm thinking they're not. Because no, this doesn't look like the same. So maybe it is using, it is smaller here. Let's bring this over. No, that doesn't. So yeah, it is smaller. This does look more high quality than these. So I don't think these are. So maybe that's actually good, because okay, that scared me for a moment. It didn't look like it was paginating. So, but you can zoom in, and that's at the deepest zoom level. And you can go in till you have like 4 rows. 4 is good, okay? And so this is actually working really, 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 really well. That's why I'm saying I'm hoping that EZFinder will just be finished. And I really can't think of anything it doesn't have. You know, it has everything. Now look at this. See, this looks like the same picture as that. It's just a little smaller, but it looks like the same picture. So I think in general, these are the same image, okay? Which means you're getting this high quality image. This is definitely the high quality image over here. This is definitely, that looks like the same thing. So and that's why it takes a little bit longer for the pages, but you only have like a certain amount, like 25 images or whatever per page to load. And so it's paginated, and so it doesn't, so it allows you to browse through your content with your and see kind of what it is. And it's like, especially with like poses, it's like when they're all tiny like this, little teeny images, like 256 by 2, you really can't kind of tell what they're doing, you know? It's like, what is this? And it even goes smaller than that. Yeah, it's like, what are these? You know, you can't really tell what they are. And so being able to kind of, when you're going through them, when you're going through the images, to classify them. And like what I did last night, it took me about 3 hours to go through my images like this. Now I can see that's sitting, that's standing, okay, that's sitting. This one I would say kind of laying and sitting, standing. Now I can see what these are. This one's laying, okay, laying, standing. These are the A pose. Those are kind of, I just kind of don't even use those. And so I went through 225 pages of about this size of poses, last Genesis 9 poses, and everything from crouching to laying to fighting, dancing, and now I have them all in little folders that I put them in, okay? I didn't have them, something decide them for me. I put them in the folders myself. And these are my 3 and 8 to 9 poses. So there's 712 pages of poses here. And it's kind of easy. While we're doing this, I'll just kind of start a pose. Let's go to Easy Organizer. Okay, we're over here. And let's go here to tab 3. No, go to tab 4. I haven't named this. What is this? Browse, eyeliner, makeup. Okay, these makeup. Okay, so let's just give this a name, makeup for now. Rename. Oh, let's call this L-I-E. Okay, now we'll go here with poses, rename tab, poses. Okay, we'll just call it poses. All right, and then we'll go here. We'll rename this tab 3 and 8 to 9. Okay, poses. Well, 3 and 8 to 9 poses. All right. Now we go here to poses, and we go, oh, I put 2. Rename 2, 3. Okay. And that came out as a dot. So you can't put special characters in there. So we'll go and 8 to 9 poses. That's the first time I realized that you can. Okay. I knew it theoretically, but now you can't. Okay, so another thing is that's new. Okay, when you right click and add a new folder, okay, we're going to call this standing. All right, it's instant. It goes in there instantly. Okay, it doesn't take a moment. You're waiting for the folder to show up. It goes in instantly. Now standing, sitting. Okay. Okay, sitting. Now, if this stuff is too small, you have to go into your desktop here. Go to your display settings. Select your main monitor and come down here. And this makes them a little bigger. Okay, keep changes. All right. And now when you come back into EZFinder, so they're a little bigger. Okay, you can read it a little better. Okay, standing. Okay, we're going to go kneeling. All right, add new folder, laying. Okay, dancing. Add a new folder. Okay, running. Walking, add a new folder, W-A-L-K-I-N-G, walking. Okay, add a new folder, couples. And add a new folder, okay, fighting. Okay. And then I'm going to go and add a folder, neck and eyes. All right, so you have these poses for just the neck, and then you have poses for the eyes. Okay, so all right, so those neck and eyes. Okay, hands. You have some poses for just hands. I don't think. I don't know if the I don't know if the Genesis 8 to 9 work for just like separate body part things. Okay, they do have top and bottom, so maybe the hands work too. They have left and right hands. Okay, so you have them, and then you got let's see, couples dancing. Okay, so these ones, okay, are couples. We have dropped them into there. This is one guy standing. Okay, fighting. Okay, these are fighting. Okay, and these ones are these are standing. Okay, they're kind of flexing. Let's go with flexing. No, we'll go with standing there. Even though they are flexing, we're going to go with standing. We'll have other flexing ones. Flexings are when they go muscle man and they go like that. But these, they're kind of flexing, but this, I'm going to go with standing. This one is kneeling, K and kneeling right there. Okay. And we'll go back to page 4. And we make sure that, okay, these are fighting. And, okay, notice how instantly you're, okay, now I just noticed something, that there's an extra layer. They're not supposed to be down there. Okay, so it's not quite seeing that, but that's okay. It corrected itself when I moved that around a little bit. Okay, they're not supposed to go down below. All right, so let's see, let's go this way. Now we don't need these here. Okay, this here, we can close that. And so we can see even more. We're not going to be looking at metadata, so we can make this larger here. Okay, and now this is sitting, sitting, sitting. Okay, sitting, sitting, sitting. All right, so we go here into sitting. All right, and then this one is, we'll just go standing, standing. All right, that one's kind of stand. Sometimes you just have to make a decision on these. Standing, standing. All right, we'll go standing. And then these ones are all fighting. Boom. All right, standing. This one kind of look like they're sneaking, but because you can actually see them, you can actually see these now. Let's go back. Oh, let's go to page 1 here. Okay, these are all standing until we get to there. This one. Now make sure these look like they're full poses. Okay. This kind of looks like dancing. So I think I'm going to leave that one out. We're going to go and throw that in dancing. Okay. This looks like dancing to me. And the rest can all go, okay, these are standing. Let's get some more standing ones. This, 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 okay. So those are all standing. This kind of shows you how I go through these. These are sitting, kneeling. Oh, that's sitting. These are kneeling. You really want to get these broken up into kind of what they're doing. Okay, this is kneeling, okay. Kneeling, because you'll find that like you got thousands of poses, but you only have about 100 or 200 kneeling ones, and you'll have like 500 standing ones. Okay, this is sitting. So laying ones are also kind of rare. You got angel poses, okay, and if they've got wings in the scene, even if it's is it for the wings or is it for the figure, it doesn't matter. So I just create a folder called Angel. All right. And then what I do is anything with anything, whether if it's like, you know, evil wings, you know, kind of like gargoyle wings or anything with wings. It doesn't matter if it's for the figure or the wings, it goes in Angel. Okay. So all right, that's at least the way I do it. Okay. This is sitting. These are dancing. Okay. And all right, now we go here. This looks like Andro left. Okay, this looks like actually one of my, this is a scene. I don't know how it found that. These are actually, oh, these are poses that I've saved. So it's somehow scanned these poses that I've created from scenes. This is a couple. This would be couples, okay, I guess. We'll put them in couples. All right, this is laying and laying. Okay, laying. There's our first laying ones. This is sitting, sitting, sitting. We'll go them. Now, if I see that they're like top or bottom or mirrored, I try not to do that. I try to do just the full ones. That's sitting. These are standing. I try to do just the full ones and just ignore all the rest, okay? So these are fighting again. Oh, these have already been done. These have been done. Okay, so we're almost done with that. So this kind of, I'm not going to go through all 499 pages, but that's what you need to do, really. Okay, these have been done. Okay, now these are couples. These are all couples. And you can see how nicely this is working now. Fighting. Okay, this is a single, so we're just going to be standing. Okay, I don't do these here. Okay, what I'm going to do is we're going to call one scripts. So what's one of the most important scripts to have on hand is zero position. Because a lot of times you'll put a pose on somebody and it'll put them like way far away, okay? And if you can go into the scripts and you have this 0 position, this is 0 pose, but if you can find those scripts at 0 position, it will take your figure and move them to the center of the scene, okay? So those are important. So these scripts, just put them in a scripts thing. So, and then you can figure out what you've got there later. This is fighting. Now another thing is if I should accidentally drop them into hands, okay? It's like, oops, I dropped them into the wrong one. Okay, how do I get them out? Well, that's what this little button does. It says, you want to remove them from hands? Yes, you have one undo layer. And it doesn't work for everything, but it does work for dragging stuff, okay? So these are already done. Okay, this is kneeling, 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 kneeling. Okay, and those are the kneeling ones. Okay, and then these are standing, standing all the way down to here, standing. And then this is sitting, sitting, kneeling, okay, laying, okay. So we have kneeling, 3 kneeling, kneeling. Well, now we have 11 kneeling. We have our first laying ones. No, we have now 5 laying ones, standing. And so basically when you come in here, you can say, oh, I need couples poses, I need fighting poses, I need hands, I need laying, I need, you see, you can, it gives you got some ideas, so they're not all just mixed in together. This is laying, and I would call that one laying too, but we'll go that one with sitting. This one was going to go with laying, okay? There's so few laying ones. Sitting, okay? All right, sitting. Now here, you see there's wings involved here. There's some kind of bat, okay? He goes in angel, okay? Anything with wings goes in angel. All right, fighting. That goes in fighting. And it looks like we're done over there. So we got some standing here to do. The standing poses. Okay, this is important. Walking is very important. Even though it's standing, walking takes like priority because sometimes you need walking, and it's just, you don't want to have to go through a whole crap load of standing ones to find walking, okay? So here we go. There's standing here. And then there's one more Batso. He goes in with angel. All right, so this kind of helps you. This is how I do. By the time I'm done here, I'll have like climbing. All right, add climbing. And let's see, yoga. Yoga, it is very different from dancing, okay? Yoga is yoga. It's just you kind of can look at it and say, all right, this is fighting, okay? Fighting, okay. I don't know, bend control, I don't know what that is, so we're going to just kind of, okay, this is kneeling, even though he's crouching, so we could go crouching, new. Crouching, okay, so we can, that's a crouch. This looks like another crouch. And then these are sitting, sitting, all right, and sitting. And I would say this is laying, okay. Sitting, boom. See, these are pretty easy to do. These are all standing, okay, standing. Now this one would be hands, okay? We'll throw them in hands. And then these, I'm not sure, left hand, male, okay, I'm not going to mess with them. Okay, female, reset scale. So we'll throw that in our scripts, okay? All right, so now, right hand, left hand, okay, I'm not going to mess with that. These are hands, we can throw them in hands. Oh, a major sneeze coming. All right, we got more angel stuff, okay? Let's get these angel ones into angel. And then we'll take, these are just reset, okay? But we can throw them in scripts, okay? And then we go standing and standing. Now this is definitely flexing, okay? A lot of these look like flexing, so I think we'll throw these ones into flexing. Okay, they both look like flexing. So, but then this one's standing, standing, and standing. This one looks like gunslinger. Yeah, so that's fighting. These are standing, sitting, and that's flexing, and this is fighting. So, all right, that's enough of these for now. So I'm up to page 8. How far did I get? Okay, animals. Okay, even though this is a guy, I just throw him in or we go centaur. We could throw him in a centaur field, okay? But then you have animals that pose, okay? So centaur. All right, now these standing. So you can, guys, kind of go from here and figure out what you want. These are standing. This looks like yoga to me, okay? So we're going to go here with, oh, look at this, walking. See, you don't want to, you want to really kind of examine them, okay? Leaning, you could have another one here, but leaning would be another good field. This is another kind of leaning, but it's also sitting. So what do you got here? So, so this is standing. So, all right, we're done with this, okay? We're going to just do, this is addictive. I could just keep kind of going at this for a long time. Like I can't stop. And, all right, so this is sitting. Let's get this page done and then stop. This one is, we'll go with laying. Since we only have a few of them. We have laying, and then we have this yoga one. And walking. And the rest are all done here. So, okay, no more. We're done. Okay, so this is really cool. This is how, so now at least, you know, I now have my a tab. These are, we'll go back to our organizer. And these, oops, what did that? That was kind of weird. That like never happens, but it crashed. It could be that all of this stuff, the library's changing so much, okay, underneath it. But, all right, let's make sure our stuff is still here. Yeah, it came back up, just perfect. And so now, okay, let's bring this over here. When I close that, okay, it didn't crash again, all right. Let's hope not. And we go here. So now we have, these are standing poses. So you got some things that just make it kind of easy to grab some of your poses here. And it's not very many yet, but there were 800 pages of them. So eventually these would start filling up with some really nice stuff. To go through 800 pages, it's probably about 2 or 3 hours work. Okay, but then all of your Genesis 8 and 3 converted to 9 poses are done. I already have my Genesis 9 poses done on my other computer, so that took 2 hours to do. So last night actually, excuse me. Kneeling, okay? So all right, so let's close this down. Now that everything, now there's a few more that didn't get installed. Let's see if we can get them to install now. Okay. All right, let's see if this goes. I know I have this Future Nightclub, so I don't think it would be giving me the update if I didn't own the product. 50 HDRI's Metropolis Night, 1 of 5. Okay, so why that one crashed it. There might be just some. Only one didn't of the products didn't install, and Thea Hair for Genesis 9. I think that's a new product, so could just be a little issue with that. I have a lot of admiration for the people, the testers at Daz. They do a good job testing, and they deal with extremely complicated things. These products are not simple. It's just because it's just some hair or something, but deep inside is all this metadata that has to be looked at and to make sure that it works right. So yeah, it's not that easy. So here we go. I lost everybody. It was too boring watching me go through my poses. So they probably ran back and said, oh, I got to do my poses. Bye. Thanks for the idea. So it works. It works. We're okay. It says we got one person left. It could be because of all that downloading. Maybe you're still here, but just that YouTube isn't showing me that people are still here. I don't know. So I just decided that today is a good day for a video to come on here and be with the people who watch EZ3DTV tutorials. So today is a day. So let's see if we can redo it. Okay, Thea Hair is just not going to work. So I'm not sure why, but I am not worried. Okay, so we're going to close this. Now this is all done. Let's just make sure we installed it into our main library. We did. That we did. Now I could actually delete these libraries. I think there's a way to do that. You go here. Oh yeah, you select it and you delete it. Okay, like that. Bye-bye. Except, okay. So that doesn't confuse EZFinder, okay? That there are just empty libraries there, but it's okay. Even EZFinder knows how to deal with it. So we can close this. Now let's go back to EZFinder and let's run our new quick scan. Okay, this is a fast append. All right, scan. Are you sure you want to rescan? Daz Studio must be open. Do not ever not have Daz open when you run a scan. Okay, it will be restarted. Okay, we'll open it and then close. Doesn't matter which version, but Daz has to be open when you run a scan in EZFinder. Okay, accept. All right, this is the publishing version. Would you like to save changes? No. All right, that's the publishing version. Okay, I'd like to have the regular version here. This is 2025. All right, that's supposed to be 2026. Not sure why it's not 2026, but all right, it doesn't matter which version. It's just, okay, now this is going to tell me that, oh, it was only to be restarted to reauthorize. Okay, we'll close it. We'll open it and close it. Okay, once per week, an update. Oh, it says there's an update. Okay. Okay, so now that the publishing update is done, there's probably an update for 2026 now. So we have to open this back up. Let's go back here. Now it's going to offer me version 2026. Which doesn't take that long to install. It's just about 4 or 5 things that it has to install to convert 25 to 26. Okay, we're going to cancel this. And what's nice is it doesn't erase these. It used to like erase your library. It's like, oh, I canceled out. Yeah, you did. So cancel works. So Come on, come on. Let's see if we have a version 27. That's what the Daz version did. It just told me that there's a new version. And so, and that will be 2026. I'm on my other computer, so it's really kind of good that this is my So I have two computers. One of them has a 5090, and I can use Ultra Scenery on it, but I have to render with the CPU. But on this one, I have a 4090 and it works. It doesn't render with 2025. Okay, it's not showing me. All right, download filters. Somewhere, Daz Studio 3, Daz Studio 4. It says, okay, 6X. It's got it selected here, but it's not, okay. Can we resume that now? All right, now it's downloading Thea Hair. Is there something in here for Daz? Oh, here we go. No, okay. So these didn't work. Oh no, I don't know that they just, okay. Okay, I have this install after download. This is the problem. Okay, product updates. They didn't get installed. Start queue. So we're going to let them happen. All right. So they didn't get installed. They got downloaded, but not installed because I didn't have the install after update. And luckily, this is still set because I don't have those backup libraries anymore. So this will just install. Now it's installing 2026. There's how many here that need to install? 248, but about half of them are brushes and things like that that don't get installed. So these go back quite a ways. This is going to be a good test for EZFinder for the quick append, the fast append. So these are installing very quickly now. Even those 1 gigabyte HDRIs are installing fast. Okay, it's still on the product updates. Then it's got these resources, 4.23, lessons, default templates. These are all small, teensy. And then we got docs and samples. Okay, all right, one of these I have to uncheck. It's the EZFinder. Let's find easy. All right, this one we don't want. Uninstall. Okay. We don't want to install that over top. Glad I caught that. All right. And I think we'll go and just delete that. We'll just delete the package. delete the package. Okay, it'll re-download it. Okay. Now we can get rid of these and see how we're doing here. 205, like I said, about half of them are brushes and things that don't get installed. It will go down through them very quickly. Where are you? Okay. I think I have to start them again. All right. Oh, and this one's, okay, so we don't want to download EZFinder because I have a different version of that, Start Queue. All right, these will go very, very quickly. These are products now. So it did all the updates. So we should end up with, we should have version 6 right now. Let's, 2025, it says 2025, but I think this is 2026. 2026, there it is. Did that change its icon? It should refresh it. Windows hangs on to them, doesn't always refresh. So now I'm going to get rid of these these icons here. I think they're in Windows, Workspace, Customize, Toolbars, Main. We'll go here to this. Remove item. Okay, accept, apply. Yeah, that, okay, accept. All right. Now these page new and all these, I never use these. Import, export, I always go to the file menu and do those. So I usually get rid of them too. I just don't use these. Stopped, what's this? And this is the, so we go into autosave. Get rid of autosave, and we can also get rid of this. Not main. Okay, well that's all of them. Okay. The status bar. Oh, that's down bottom. I don't need that status bar. Okay. So this is good. This is okay. Now we're only down to 150 left of these. They're going through them quickly. And okay, so now we'll close this, reopen it one more time, just to kind of seat those changes into it when it finally allows us to. Okay, anytime now. Now we're at 139. Like I said, about half of them are, they'll be the ones at the bottom probably, are brushes. It hasn't even hit the brushes yet. There, see all these Ron's things are all, it's going to just skip over them. Oh, look at this. Okay, I don't think it installs those either, because I think those are old. Geometry Sculptor. For some reason they stick around and they don't install. I think I have to delete them, but all right, so there's a lot of stuff here it doesn't need to install. No, see, those are all, see it says retry. So there's very few of them that need to be installed. Yeah, so I think some of them I can delete, but all right, let's close this down. These are almost done. Then we're going to run a fast append, see how fast append works. All right, it's saying they're done, but I don't think they are. Okay, that one we don't need. All right, it is done. What's this one? Okay, go Z. All right, so that's all of them. These are all brushes. Okay, we're done here. Wobbly water. Okay, brushes, brushes, brush, brush, brush. Okay, I just have to install. Okay, so we're done there. Now we open this up. And let's run a fast append and see how quick it takes to put all of those new products into, this is the fast append. Okay, scan. You want to scan. Okay, Daz must be open. Let's open this up. You don't have to close it all down and then open Daz, and then as long as Daz is open, that once you click OK and give it a moment, Daz a moment to kind of connect, and then click OK. There is my log way over there. I moved it over there. Okay, let's see what's going on here. No duplicates found. It's still reading. It's reading the Daz install manager. So give it a moment. This is supposed to be really, really, really fast. Okay. So give it a moment though to read. Hopefully it's working. If it doesn't work, then you just have to do the append, okay, not the fast append. But I do have 13,000 items. It has to read through the manifest, and there are 13,000 items there. So, but at least it doesn't have to scan your entire library. Let's see. And you'll know it's done when it says that the fast append is done. So we don't need this open. Come on. This area, there should be something popping up and saying that it's doing something. We're just going to wait. Well, let's give this a moment to think. We'll open this up. What I need to do is create a file here. New text document. EZFinder log. And we'll select all this. Ctrl A, copy. Ctrl V, save that. It's supposed to say that it's done. All right. Okay. I know that it's not done, so Okay, so let's close this. Let's close EZFinder. See if it killed my library. This could be bad. Where's EZFinder? I could lose my library. No, it didn't kill my library, but I'm tempted to believe that it's not all here. No, it's here. There's 7,000. We select the whole thing. Throw the compartments in. 657. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. So let's go back here to fast append again. Let's do this. Daz is open. Okay. State normal. Maybe we have to run it twice. All right, let's look at the latest things. Okay, fast append, no new products found. Okay, so I'm not sure that I trust that. Okay, it says no new products found. Okay, so that's just not right. But let's see then. Let's go here to the we'll take this out. We'll go to Duff, Genesis 9 characters here, characters 9. And then we'll go from newest, date purchased. No, so this isn't right. Okay, so it's not working. So let's try just the append. We'll take the fast append off and we'll go with append. Because, all right, what if we just go here? Let's give it another chance here. Maybe they're not there. Date purchased. See, that's not working either. Let's take the log again, select all, copy. Let's throw this log underneath. Save that. Date purchased, we'll go to SKU. So that's not scanning at all. Okay, default does, and it's going to come up with the same thing, I think. SKU first, okay. Oldest first, newest first. Those come up because I don't think, okay, so this is not the newest. So no, it did not bind. So let's just do a scan for append scan. Okay, fast append didn't work. So here we go. Append will work because it's going to scan, instead of scanning the Daz Install Manager, it's scanning the library. So yeah, append will work, but the this is the append, so it's not a full scan. You just got a Daz ad? Well, they know you're interested in Daz stuff because you're here. It's better than a toenail fungus ad. Much, much better. So we have to run a full scan, but this will, so the fast append isn't working on here, so I'm not sure why. It may have to do with absolute paths. That's what the, that's why I captured that log. Okay. So, so that it means that the update is not ready yet. It's the fast append is supposed to work. Everything else is working really nice. So okay, I'm back again. Milestone, single file, pass file discovery, optimized. Okay. Upgrading the cyborg components. 50,000 scan files. So we only have to go to 800,000, somewhere like that. Okay, they're 300,000. 350, scanned 350,000 files, so that jumped up quite quick. So my computer doesn't usually take more than 10 or 15 minutes to do a full scan. So that's so if the fast scan doesn't work, which I am hoping it does, the full scan, the append will still work, which does take a little bit less time. And but the idea is to get the fast append to work. So, yeah. Where are we at now? Scanned 2,900,000 files, 900,000 files. Yeah, 500,000 items is not very many. 20,000, 30,000. So that's the thing, is getting your product. So this fast scan, yeah, there is a forum post. So if you go to the Daz forums here, go to community forums, okay, and you go to Daz PA commercial products, okay, in the forums, you will see that down here there's EZFinder. I've been kind of up near the top because you know most products don't come out with a lot of issues, and so most people but EZFinder is kind of more a different kind of product. It's more complex, and so you can come in here and just leave your bug right here. And I check this every single day to make sure that that it's that nobody has asked any questions or anything. So this was my last video. See, I posted it in here. And so somebody had an issue with Norton. Norton didn't like EZFinder. And so they just unblocked it from Norton. And that was the end of it. And then so what I did was I submitted EZFinder to Norton and said, hey, this is my program. Please don't block it on people. And Norton was supposed to get back to me within 3 days. They didn't. But at least right now, it doesn't seem like anybody else is having an issue with it. At least Microsoft isn't blocking it for now. And thank you, Microsoft. So it saves me from purchasing for $300 to $500 a year, you can purchase like a license that it's like, I'm pretty poor, so I'm just starting out. But what happens is you build a reputation over time, and then your programs don't get blocked anymore. So that's what we're in the build a reputation phase of. So how are we doing? Where is our log? Come back, log. We're 175,000. So this isn't really incredible. It's still going to take about 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. To do. So then we'll go into making a scene. So I wanted to get all of I wanted to kind of test this out in front of you all. And so fast append didn't work. Fast append should be done by now. It should have just checked the log and said, oh, these are all new things. And it just sat there and said, oh, everything's fine. And it's like, no, it's not. So why it missed, it's something I have to study the log for and find out why it missed its mark. So it should have just looked at the manifest and said, oh, these are all new products. But the thing is that it's complicated. So what's going to happen eventually is that everybody will, like some people bought the first version of EZFinder, and some people bought the second version. Some people upgraded to the second version. And now this is the third version. And so what will happen is eventually everybody will uninstall the third version at some point, maybe, and have to reinstall it. And then they'll rescan all of their stuff. And then they'll be on, they'll no longer have, the only thing that will be legacy is some of their, is their virtual folders that they've organized. And those work anyway. So it's these compartments here that are where it scans, and those are because I had to go through and make all kinds of changes to how it handles these compartments. And there were very good changes, but it just means that, so if you have EZFinder, and when this next version comes out, what would be best would be to just, not your virtual folders, just leave them alone. But if you can, just rescan all your compartments. You can right click and you can delete these compartments. You can delete your other compartments and just rescan the compartments. It won't affect your virtual folders at all. Okay, not one bit. It won't affect these down here, your HDRI scans. It's just your compartments. So if you just do your compartments and rescan your main compartment and then click this again and rescan, do a full scan of, you can remove them and put them in without having any effect to your virtual folders. Your virtual folders are self-contained. That was something I worked very hard to make sure that that's how that they're not dependent on these compartments even being here. So just rescan it all, and then you're in that native new version 1.0.5 compartment scan, which works faster, it paginates faster, it works better. But the thing is you don't have to rescan. You can just use it. It's meant, when you first open version 5, it converts your compartments, this file called the slim file, it converts that file to version 5. And so then you're all really set. You're all set. And so what I'm doing is I'm just appending other files here, and hopefully the append will work. But this is, if this version gets, when this version gets released, that's the only thing that's really having issues right now is append. And so the fast append, not the regular append, but the fast append. And I'm hoping to have it working before, because it works on my other computer, but apparently it doesn't work here. And now I have the log to take and analyze and find out why. But so we are at 305, so we just have another 300,000 to go. And we will have all of our new products in here in our library. And I'm not sure why date purchase didn't work. It's just sorting. Okay, now it's sorting. The date purchased. Okay, those show up first because they don't have a SKU number. I guess there's something really weird about those particular products. Somehow they made it through without a SKU number. I think that might have to do with metrics, the metric program. It's really old, but now see, these are the latest. These are in my library. Okay, these are the latest things. They haven't, what it's scanning for right now hasn't shown up, hasn't been added yet. So, but the date purchased, these are the latest date purchased items that I've purchased with this particular scan so far. So we're going to go back here to, let's clear this out. Load content, we'll go back to the log, see what's going on here. We should be at, okay, 355,000. So it's really good that I came over to this other computer and I installed all of those new things and then went in to look at the log, because it's probably just the path. It's looking at the wrong place for the log. So, and the log will reveal that. So, and fix that. And then hopefully, because everything else has been really optimized for this to work. And see, this is the last thing I want to add. Well, that was nice of you to say that Norton is the problem. So, yeah, so that was nice, Matt. So I don't blame Norton. It's a new program. They have no idea. They're trying to keep people safe. So, you know, it's just better to err on caution, you know, for something like that, because there's a lot of really mischievous people out there that really are they're not nice, you know, and so and that's what it's for. That's what locks are made for, and so it's to keep dishonest people out. So we have now we just hit 400,000, just another 200,000 to go around that. So yeah, the yeah, the fast append is really the last thing to really get working and working well with EZFinder. Because what that means is when you install, see right now I'm going through the slow append, and it's taking me 10 or 15 minutes to do this scan through 1.7 million files. It takes about 15 minutes for my computer to do this scan. So, but on a hard disk drive, it can take up to like 2 hours. And so that's got to be fixed. Just to add a new product or a few new products to EZFinder, it's, you know, a 2-hour scan. So you leave it on at night before you go to bed, and the next morning it's done scanning. It's not too big of a deal, but if I can get this fast append, it works on my other computer. If I can get it to work for everybody, then that's really the last, you know, thing is because it, instead of scanning your library, it goes to the install manager and says, hey, what's new? What just got installed? And the install manager just tells it, and then it's able to add those things to really quick, like within, you know, for, you know, even a hard drive, it could be just a few minutes. And then it's, so it kind of is the cherry on the top of EZFinder, is to be able to scan new products in really quickly, and then pretty much everything is addressed that to me would be sensible to have in EZFinder. So that is the issue right there, is to get fast append working before. So I really don't want to, I probably will not be releasing this update until fast append is fixed, because like I said, I would like this to be the last time that I really have to update EZFinder. Not because I don't want to work on it anymore. It's because, yes, and that's it, Matt. It's be nice for those people, even if they have a hard disk drive and it's really slow, to be able to, especially because some people buy new products. I buy new products every day. And those people want to be able to make sure that their products, that they can bring them in, they can organize them. They could put them in a folder just that says, my new stuff, you know, and then just have them in there, you know, throw them in there and for now, and so that they can go in there and say, well, what's some of the new stuff that I bought? Let's try to use some of that, you know. So it's and it's really nice to be able to have them be able to do it quickly. And so this idea that I had where, you know, if I asked the install manager, you know, what just got installed, you know, then EZFinder doesn't like have to do what it's doing right now, scan the entire library to find all the new stuff. So, I mean, it does that really well, and it does it on, at least on my computer, it does it in 15 minutes. But on somebody's computer with a hard drive, you know, the the full scan can take up to 6 hours, and they don't mind because once it's done, they can organize all their stuff and everything. But adding new stuff in can take a couple of hours, and so yeah, you do it at the end of the week or whatever, and you know, but you just don't get to play with the new stuff you bought. So this is why this last thing of fast append is it works on my other computer. I had an issue with it where it was looking at SKU numbers instead of file paths, and that's been fixed. But now this file path thing, it might have some absolute paths in there, and it might be, and so those absolute paths don't work on this other computer because my library and all of these things are in a different place. That's why I'm testing it here, is to find out if it works with somebody's computer that has things in a different place. And so if I can get it to work here, then there's a possibility it could work everywhere. And if it does, then people can just click the fast append button, which is right here. You just click fast append and then click scan, and it scans all your libraries at once and does them all 3 at once, or 4, depending on how many libraries you have. And it finds everything new, puts them in each library, and it does it within probably a few minutes. On my computer, it's a few seconds, actually, so it's under a minute. And so that is the idea, is to be able to just add new stuff quickly into EZFinder. And that's really the last horizon, you know, of what needs to be done with EZFinder. Then it's pretty much a finished product. I mean, completely finished. And when I first put out EZFinder, I hadn't even thought of creating fast append, you know, something that would load things fast. I hadn't really thought of it, and then while I was working on this update, it just popped in my mind, and I thought, you know, that's what started this whole last update off, was fast append. It popped in my mind one morning, and I thought, you know, I should be able to ask Daz Install Manager what it just installed, and then find those things and add it to EZFinder without it having to scan the whole thing. So that led to 2 weeks, because I had to change all of these things in EZFinder before I could even get to addressing that, because all of these things had to be fixed and made simpler, made streamlined, before I could even approach that subject of, there it is, okay, it's done, scan complete, okay, let's see if this works. This works, but I hope this works. If this doesn't work, then it does kind of point to a particular thing. Let's turn these DUF files on. Let's bring these in. And now let's see, go by date purchased. And let's see. I think these are new. Yeah, I think this, well, let's see. We have to search for, who's that new dude? Let's see. Let's go to the Daz store, shop. He's down, what did I just buy? Okay, new arrivals, most popular. Let's go here. And I don't think I bought him. No, let's see. We're going to find something that we bought here. All right, we got to switch this to, I can't remember his name, so let's go all. Okay, let's go down, way down here too. What's his name? I can't remember his name now. Down here a little bit further. Where are you, buddy? Okay, you're not down that far. I think it put them back off again here. Let's see. Here he is, Holden. Let's see if Holden is here. Let's clear this. Holden. There he is. Okay, so it picked up all the new stuff. All right, so at least the append still works. So, yeah, that's all the new stuff. Let's go back. We select that, we come here, and this is all of Holden's stuff. 3 pages of Holden. Okay. And Holden's teeth. Okay. All right, so we undo that, close those. We clear the, all right, so let's now open up our Daz. Let's close this. Let's work on a scene. Okay. Daz will need to be restarted, started again. All right, we'll close it so it can initialize its plugins. Deleting objects. Okay, we gotta wait a moment. Let's go now to our favorites, devs. Let's inject this, okay. Now let's open this again. Okay, let's see that inject works. Okay, inject still works. That's important. Yeah. Stephen Brown. Yeah, you yes, Stephen, it will not it does not accept on selected folders easy fix. Now does not show folders named with special characters. Now, yeah, you can't use special characters to name virtual folders, okay? So you have to take out the special characters, okay? It doesn't, so that's just for virtual folders. It will not allow you to use any special characters. It just was too complicated to add all kinds of, special characters for folder names and tab names, anything like that. It's just use. The thing is that you can use numbers. I believe you can use yeah, I think you can use numbers. Let's see. Okay, yeah, 3 and 8 pose. You can use numbers. Okay, but you can't use special characters, and there's no fix for that, at least not right now. Maybe I could add them in. the thing is that it all depends on what font it is. So yeah, it's a little more complicated when it comes to special characters, depending on the default font that EZFinder uses and all of that. And right now we do have you can add, you know, a symbol to each folder, so that and there are like about 400 symbols, unique symbols that you can use to identify a folder. These two particular ones have, this one has 3 symbols here, and it has, and they both happen to be diamonds. If I right click on them, it tells me that they're in devs, they're in peeps, and they're in saved items. So this one's in saved items. So it tells you where what these symbols, where they're saved, what folders they're in, and I can remove them from one of those folders or all of them. So the symbols are the symbols are kind of a way of getting around the fact that you can't use any special characters. And so just avoid them, okay? You can use numbers, and that's it. Numbers and letters. And what's really nice is you don't have to worry about naming something with the same name. Okay, so you can in one tab you can have something named pants, or you could even have 2 folders in the same panel with the same name. And even Windows doesn't allow you to do that, okay? But EZFinder does, okay? So it goes around, it gets around the naming convention and allows you to name things in the same. Like I have this one called fighting. I can right click. You can't do this in Windows. But as you can see, it allowed me to create 2 folders named fighting right in the same, and there's no conflicts with that. When I right click and delete one, okay, the other one's still there. It didn't delete them both. See, so there's stuff going on in the background, and that's why one of the reasons why these true symbols, why I came up with the idea of the true symbols. Actually, I thought about people, because at first it was just colors. We just had colors for our folders. And then I thought about people who were colorblind. And so all of a sudden the colors, you know, they were very cool and everything, but suddenly they didn't have the same appeal to me. And that was why I came up with this idea for the truth symbols. Because when you have these symbols, then you can right click and you can change the true symbol, and you have all these wingdings and all these different kind of symbols that you can change. So basically you can do it so that each one of these has its own symbol, and that there's no repetition with the symbols. And the colors, you have billions of colors, even though they're just subtle shades that off from another color that you've used. The colors are not as visual as the symbols. So you just kind of pick a color, and all of a sudden, or like go to blue. And I try to go as light as possible, so that not white but light, so that they stand out over the black background. So there's only night mode here with EZFinder 2. So yeah, I don't know that I will ever go in and add symbols to the naming scheme. And it's just the reason why is because it just adds another layer of complexity. And this whole area of, because it's like if you notice for item sets, is there an ability to multi-select files for the same color? Yeah, to like select one file and select another. No, it's right now, it's, what you can do is you can right click, okay, and then you can change the color, all right? And then you pick the color that you want, all right? Then add it to custom colors. Do you see how I just did that? Let's go here. Do you see how I just added this custom color here? And I can go here and say add a custom color there. And once that custom color is there, then you can go and click OK. And then you can just pick another one here, right click, change color. And oh, that color is supposed to be there. Well, it didn't work. It didn't stay there. I'm not sure why. So unfortunately, there's a little bit of kind of manual work here involved with this. Something like that, being able to multi-select, because I mean there are other things that I'd like to be able to just double click on this. I mean not double click, but click and wait a moment, and then click again and change the name. Just type the name in. I tried putting that in, and it just was a disaster. Everything I tried to do just didn't work. EZFinder is, it's just not, it's not based 100% on like Windows code. It's a little bit of a hybrid. It's using .NET code, and it's using C# code, and it's not some of the things are just not as easy to do as if I was just working with Windows code. So the I got some a spam call. So yeah, so I think just to bring that up, to say, I tried, because it'd be nice to be able to click on it once and then click on it again and just type in a different name. But no, you have to right click and you have to rename and type it in. And so it's just a different kind of, it's like Daz. It's kind of, Daz is funky too, where like search isn't just like Windows search, and when you go to rename something, it doesn't pop up. Like, at least when you go to rename this, or when you go to change the color here, it comes up with a Windows dialog. Actually, this is kind of nifty. It's actually able to pull up the Windows color picker. So there's just a few things that kind of make it a little bit more manual, where you have to kind of go in and just kind of mess with things in a manual base. But what's nice is that you can right click here and just save the panel, and you can save this panel with this panel's called Makeup. I can just save it as Makeup 1. Okay, done. And then I can just load. Now I can load it here, load this panel, Makeup 1, okay? And boom, there it is. And now, and the thing is that it can have the same colors, the same names. It doesn't matter. It's so underneath there's a whole numbers matrix thing going on, okay, that allows you to have the same thing. And I can then just drag things over and drag them back, make up, so I'll have two makeup shadows, okay, or drag this back, okay, and these ones I haven't even filled with things yet, so and I can just empty the panel, say would you empty the panel, and that's gone, and still these things are here. It didn't, so it's an underneath matrix kind of going on. So yeah, I feel that it's kind of there, even though it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's still kind of there. It's like being able to, like I can save a folder. I can just save just a folder. If I have a bunch of things in that folder and they are precious to me and they took me a long time to make that folder full of things that I use a lot, I can just save the folder and and save it, and it allows export folder. I can give it its own name, okay, and save it. And I can save a panel. I can right click and save the panel. All right, right click, save, give it, and it saves them into your library in different folders. This is the panel save folder, okay? It opens up, it's smart, and it remembers and says, okay, I can save a tab, okay? Save the tab, okay? This saves only the current tab, it tells you, okay? And then I can save this favorites tab as favorites 3 or whatever, and it will save everything in this tab. And so the thing is that really, and then you can save all tabs. It says save tabs, and this says it saves all 8 tabs. These are your tabs up here. It saves, so yes, and you give it a file name, and boom, it just saved everything. So it's just, it gives you the ability to save these things, and then you can go into your user data, which is right here. This is the EZFinder user data, and you could just take this and copy this and say, copy this over here, copy here, and all of your data and all of your folders and all of your things that you have from that date, and put a date on it and say, this is EZFinder from 4/30/26, okay? So you would just call it like EZFinder user and then 4-20-26, 4-30-26, okay? And it saves all of your HDRIs, it saves all of your scans, it saves everything, and you can just then rename it and put it back in. If something ever happens to your user data folder, it's like very easy, and it's not in your window in your Daz library. So if something happens to your Daz library and you have to reinstall everything, this is outside of it. It's at the root. You can only save it at the root. So you can have to either save it at your C drive at the top, okay? Or it saves it, if you have a D drive, it'll be D:/, okay, replace, okay. Let me just cancel this, skip these files, because I already have one on my desktop, so I did. All right, just replace them, I guess, okay, because it doesn't matter. So I have one already here, this user data. I already had one here. So, but we'll just delete this, okay, for now. So it just enables you to, so you don't lose your work. Like the ability to select colors for an item, for item sets. Is there, okay, to multi-select file for the same color? Yeah, see, that's, I would have thought that EZFinder would remember this color picker here. To go in here, right click, change color. It should be here, like add to custom colors. Let's pick a color, add to custom colors. Click OK. And then I think that changed that to green, but let's go back, change color. Now you see it's gone. So I would have to look into why that's not added. But once that's added, you'd have to take these numbers to find the exact color. Yeah. So yeah, there's no way but it would be nice to be able to, that's a feature that I would look into supplying for you, is a way to multi-select, because there's no way to multi-select these. They're, now I don't think there's a way to multi-select these either, no. So it's something that has, that I have thought about, is being able to multi-select them. So the thing is that, and being able, so everything has to be kind of done manually. Like if you'd like to mix these together and have all of these over here into your favorites here, you have to drag them one by one and drop them. Drag them one by one by one by one and drop them in. It's kind of it's a manual kind of work, but the thing is, you're dropping, like, this is 17,000 files that I'm just, like, this PS convert, boom, it's done. I just moved 17,000 files, you know, so it's like a lot. Okay, so that's good to know, because that's a workaround, right? That's a big help, to just be able to come back, open, and same color. Let me see, pick a color here and say okay, and then we go here and say change color. Now see, mine switched to green. And now if you pick the color board, like here, open, change color. No, see, mine switches back to, the same color. Yeah, see, I see what you're saying. When you open it, it finds the color change that it is. Yeah. So what you would have to do is copy these colors. Now, see how to actually save this color, because it should add them to custom colors, but it's not doing that. Select, that's white, okay. Oh, now that's up there, okay. Let's go here. Add to custom colors. Here. Okay, let's go with this green. And we go to this color here. Red. Yeah, see, it should remember them, and it's not. So it's just not something that's been added in yet. That would be helpful, I think. And also the ability to multi-select and change color would be probably another good feature to have. So you could just grab this and grab that and select them all and give them all the same color. I personally prefer the difference in color, because it helps me read down through them a little bit easier when the colors are different. And when the colors are all one color, so I purposely go in and I'll change this color and just make it into something so that they have contrast. And it makes it easier for me to read the names. But the thing is if you have if I search for stone, it will highlight every one that has stone in it, okay? You can just hit the Enter key, and it will take you around. Perfect person to make this for Daz, because I think everybody else who looked at it said, you know, what, scan 1.7 million files? Like, ridiculous. You know, and the first scanner that I made for that scanned the Daz library took 24 hours, and it crashed. The item you are clicking on, yes, it only gets added. So when you right click, you can change the color, you can rename it, or you can change the truth symbol. Okay, so you can right click and change the color of anything. So I can change this to like a light blue or some light purple. Click that, and now that's light purple. I can change, see it has an easel, and see these both have easels. It's kind of, why have them both have the same symbol? So I can come and say, okay, give that one a ladybug, okay? And so that one now has the ladybug symbol. So, and the thing is there are a lot of symbols, truth symbols. They're wingdings, and these were really hard to get because they're different. Like the emojis are emojis, and wingdings are wingdings, and webdings are even different. And so each one, and I had to find something that everybody kind of has on their Windows machine. So everybody's got these wingdings, and everybody has the emojis and the webdings. And so this gives you a lot of different choices rather than, and so they're actually a lot better than a symbol, okay, that you would put in the file name. So yeah, it doesn't accept symbols. And so you can't, and if it does accept the symbol, you could break something. So just avoid them, okay? Don't use any symbols. You can use numbers, and you can use letters, capitals and lowercase. Just don't use them, because you could corrupt the system, okay? If it allows it, it may allow it now, and then you could come in and all of a sudden your panel is empty, okay? So just avoid using symbols, okay, in the names, okay? And that goes for the panels. And when you save the when you come here and you go save export folder, okay, don't put symbols in here either, okay? Just to be safe, okay? Just use numbers and names, okay? The custom colors save, okay? It's just that they don't save here. When you go to change color, and if I click this, it should add that to custom colors. It should add that and save it. I believe that it has to be added to some sort of text file that would be saved in your user data, okay? So that there would be a list of these colors saved. And this wouldn't be that hard. This right here is just, you know, a 10-minute fix, okay, to add that, okay? This is something that I would definitely consider adding before this goes out into the next update, okay, is where it saves custom colors. And I should really add that to a list, okay? Let's go here. Here, okay, cancel. It's not going to let me do anything until I close that. Let's minimize this. Right click, new, okay. Okay, EZFinder fixes, and we'll go here. I don't think I'm going to add the multiple select, because that is too much of a, it's just too much of a change, and I don't want to mess up, because then everybody, it's got, when it updates, it has to change everybody's virtual folders to do that, and that is a very big enhancement to their folders, and it could just break their folders, and then I would have a lot of people very upset because their folders don't load or their folders don't work. But I can change that. So color picker needs to remember custom. Okay, now we're all in capital letters here. Color custom color palette. Okay, just custom color. Okay, color picker needs to remember custom color. Save. All right, that will probably be in the that I can give you. Okay, so that at least when you click on another folder, you can just use that custom color and use it again. And it does save you having to type in a whole bunch of numbers to get the hex code for the color. Yeah, I'm all about trying to help this out, so help this process out. So when I add this here to custom colors, it should add there. When I click OK, that should come back. But clicking on a color box, not the spectrum box. Keep that color when opened again. Okay, clicking on a color box. Yeah, see, right now, the way, I don't know that that's going to happen, Stephen, because the way it is right now is when you open it, okay, it opens to change color. It opens to the color, okay, that you have, it's correct right now. And so if I select this, it changes that. So if it were to select the same box, then every time you open it, you lose that information of what that color is, okay? So right now, the way it is, which is the way it really should be, is when you open this, okay, it finds your color and shows you it here. And so it ignores this box and finds your color, okay? And so removing that, then you would lose that color information, okay? So the way to do it would be like to just click on a box, okay, and then add that to custom colors and click OK, so that when you come back, change color, it does actually remember, but the custom color stays here, okay, so that you have a little palette of colors to change when you need to, so that you can use them as you evolve through your colors. So, but this is correct the way this does this right now, okay, is that when you come in, it shows you your color, okay? It ignores this and shows you the color of that particular folder, because that would be very hard to find, okay? So these are just easy to find because they're always here. And what you can do, okay, is if you want everything to be the same color, which it doesn't really work that well, because it only gives you only have a few colors that you can use, because the reason being is this is a black background. This is night mode. So you can't use most of these colors. So if I go into here and I go, change the color changer, okay? And I say, I want to use this color, and I click that, you can't even see it, okay? So only a few of these colors can actually be, like this one would work, okay? All right, because it shows up. So only a few of these colors actually work. But the thing is, you do have a few, okay? So so then what you'd end up having to do is go in here, pick the color, and then move it up to lighten it. Like if you want to use this color, you've got to lighten it, okay? And then it'll show, all right? So the thing is that then if you want to change the other one to this color, then you'd have to come here, right here, change the color, pick that color again, and lighten it, and hope you guess to the right amount of lightness. And see, I didn't. You see, well, they're very different. So there's no real way to copy that color right now. Yeah. So the only way that would work would to add to custom colors, and when you close this and you come back in to change the color, that color should still be there until you change it. So that's what I'm going to add, is so that if you want this as a custom color, but you want to just lighten it a little bit, then you add to custom colors. It should stay there. Okay, that's the thing. So that's what I've added here to the fix, okay, is the color picker needs to remember the custom color. Because the color boxes are you can't use all of those colors anyway. You have to use the custom color, and so that you can take a color, create it to the color the shade, the hue, or whatever, to that particular color you want. Oh, okay. Let me see. Thank you for telling me. All right, here we are. We're over here. Okay, so let me show you here, and we have where I can right-click here and see when I change the color. You see this. This is what I'm saying, is that when I open this up, let's go to Easy Organizer over here. And now if I open this, right-click and change color, you see it finds that color out of billions of colors. Okay, it finds that very color. Okay, and it's supposed to do that. So you can add that, and when you close this and you reopen this, like here, see, it found that color too, but that color should still be here. So I could just click that custom color and click OK, and then go in here and just apply that custom color. So I will add that to the next one, so that you can take and make entire panels of one color, if that's what, because right now to do that would be actually a lot of work. And so, and I understand that it'd be nice to be able to just click them all and right click and then change the color. I don't know that that's going to happen. Okay, so because that would be a massive, maybe I'll do that all in one update. It won't be this update, but there's a possibility that could be done in one update. The only thing is like that I'll say is the readability, is that when they're all one color, it makes them really hard to read. And that's why I keep them all like at a different color. Because like these two green ones here, I can just change the color and make one kind of reddish, make it light, okay? And I always just change the color so that they pop out, okay? So that I can read down through them, and it makes reading them. And so it might seem like a good idea to make them all one color for one, like all these could be purple and all these could be blue. But it's readability when they're all one color. It's very hard to pick out and read and find what it is. And you do have this up here, which tells you like hall. So we have hallway here. We just have one hall. See, it finds it there and shows you where that is. When you type it in, it shows you where you could, like pants. Okay, so it finds pants there. All right, so it does find it for you, but just the readability when you're going through like hair, or you're going through, now this right here should be a different color because they're all so similar. Just as long as it's a different color, it makes it readable. From my perspective, okay? So for me it does. And so it may kind of look maybe like a mess, but I think it's kind of pretty. but it allows your eye to see each one. You know, it's like when I read on a page, and because the letters are all black, when I go to switch to the next line, I so often, that's what I hate about reading, is that I'll read the same line over and over 3 or 4 times until my eye switches down and says, okay, now what's the beginning of that line? I need the next line down. So this helps, okay? It helps to and it's just, all you have to do is change it to something different, you know? And then all of a sudden, like these blue ones here, okay? It's so I'll just go through and change them to, now those are blue already, so let's go to something like rose. Yeah, see, so just so that they stand out and it makes them readable. That's really where the color comes in, because like you can just see these 2 blue lines here. They're so close that it's just it's and when you're using something a lot and your eye has to really search and really kind of focus in, and that's when the OCD comes out in me and I start pulling out my hair. So that's why it's very important to just go through and make sure that, like this here, commode, just go in the middle of this one and just change it to something different so that it sticks out. And so I go through and make sure that they're all like this. We got 2 kind of bluish green here. So let's go with, change the color, and we'll make this kind of yellowish, chartreuse. And just so that now these 2 are very similar, go through this, maybe make this one reddish. Red, a little bit here, okay, so that they stand out, and it makes it very readable. These are very similar here, okay, so we change the color, and green will work, and make sure it's light, and then, yeah, and then they stand out. Then you can read them. And if you try it both ways, I think you'll find that keeping them colorful like this is really the way to go with them, and so that they stand out. And it's not that hard to kind of go through and just see the ones that are similar. These sci-fi and shred, they're close enough, but you could just take this sci-fi one and just make it a little bit lighter, and then it really stands out, okay? So that's kind of my tip here on these. Now this change color, I'll go with a blue instead here. So then it stands out. See, so they stand out. So when you read down through them, it's not like reading that page of black letters where you can't see the next page, next line, because it's black and it's the same color, and your eye just doesn't. It wants to stay on the same track. And so this is where, see these pots? Okay, we go here to the pots, change color, and once you're done with them, then they stand out. They differentiate from one another, and so it's kind of the way to do it. Okay, so we'll go here to this, and we'll go with a light blue, light. Just keep them light. And then they work. Now this whole area, see how it's kind of purple and blue, and they don't stand out very well, okay? It's not as easy as reading this, okay? But it's up to you to come through. Now this is a little area here where it's kind of, so this is an area here, it's just a basement, but you can still read them though. And if you want these to be larger, now another thing. Yeah, see, that's where I might kind of just say that it seems like a good idea, but it's harder to read, and you're going to end up kind of like straining and not realizing that you're straining to read them. So, what I would do is I would go more for grouping things by using these panels instead, and just like going wardrobe, but still keeping the different color things, the different color, just so that when you read down through them, it's easier to read. And I've had people ask me and say, why can't we put stuff inside folders? Okay, why can't I just add in this hair, add another folder and put it down in? Well, what it does is it pushes this over, okay? And once this gets pushed over, then this bottom line comes up here, and it's kind of ugly, and it bugs me, okay, when this scroll bar line, okay? So, and also if you think about it, okay, you have a tab, okay? Inside the tab are all kinds of panels. That's a folder within a folder, okay? And inside the panels, you have a bunch of folders. So you already have, and then all of these tabs are inside the whole, so where you can save all of the tabs, okay? This saves all 8 of these tabs as one big thing, as a tree, okay? And so this would be the root of the tree, is this tab name, okay? So they are actually folders inside of folders inside of folders. It's just done in a way where if I were to add more depth into this, it has a numbering system behind everything. That's why it can have things with the same name. That's why it can have 2 files with the same exact name, the same exact color, and the same exact icon in one panel, because it doesn't even care about the name. It cares about its number underneath. Well, you put another layer of numbers underneath that, and another layer of numbers underneath that, and it becomes, all of a sudden, it becomes so complicated that you end up with panels disappearing and files just vanishing. and so it's just because the complication of trying to, and so the way you do it is if you want like extreme, like OCD kind of organization, then what you do is you save all 8 tabs, okay? And so you create a tab called wardrobe, okay? And then each of these can be like, this could be pants, okay? And this could be shirts, and this could be, and then the next one would be Genesis 8 pants, shirts, and thing, and then Genesis 9 pants and shirts and things like that. And then you save that whole tab as just wardrobe, okay? And then so when you need it, you just say load tab, and it says it'll delete all, and you click yes, okay? And then you just load your pants tab, and it loads all of the pants in intricate detail, okay? So, or you could just say this one tab could be just Genesis 8 pants, and you could have, like, this one could be, adventurer pants, and this could be pants for, it's just like you can create as many tabs and save them and just load them and say, okay, I need a special pair of pants. And so you load tabs, and you go in here, it says it's going to delete all that, and you say, oh, this is my pants tab. And you open it up, and then each one of these has a different kind of pants thing. See, and I find that that's a little more involved than I want to go with organization. I'd rather just have favorites here, and like in this favorites, I have a wardrobe things. I have loincloths and kilts and necklaces and outfits, okay, and rings and robes and sandals. So if I need sandals, here they are, okay? And it's so that I can do it all kind of in one tab, But every sandal that I own is in this one folder here, okay? Okay, show me. All right, so they're all here. All of my sandals are right here. And so, and then I could say shorts, okay? Here's my shorts. And there's things in here. I haven't gone through and really curated these, okay? But it's like, if I find, like, okay, these are obviously not the shorts. These are just the color of, it's the material for the tie, the shorts tie. But I can just come down here once I've selected that and load these, and then this is everything from that product. Okay, there's all kinds of different kinds of shorts. There's 47 pages to that product. And everything in that product is right here for you to kind of go through. And if we go to page 30, it would probably end up with those in that area where the shorts were. No, even at page 30, it's every kind of, but somewhere in there's another type of shorts. So these are mats. Okay, now see we got a different type of shorts here. So yeah, and somewhere in here will be the strings for the shorts. Yeah, so this now if you find that it's too difficult to read this writing here, okay, Stephen, if it's too much, you can go here and right click on your on the desktop of Windows, okay, and go to your display settings, and this should be here actually, apply, okay, and now you can select this and just go a little bit bigger on the display resolution. All right, if we go here, keep changes. All right, now when I go back here to EZFinder, see how much bigger the text is? Okay, now you want to do the same thing over here. So you go right click and you go to display settings and select this. And then you'd go, this is at 100 per scale, okay? So display resolution. Oh, we don't want to change the resolution, we just want to change the scale. All right, now see how that just made this bigger over here? Now, what I don't like is that when you make it bigger, it pushes it creates this drop bar here, okay? And it pushes them over. So I can pull this over a little bit. But see, I don't like these little bars down at the bottom. I don't like this bar. So what you'd want to do is just for your wardrobe, just make sure, because it's like I have all these tabs and, all right, well, pants, okay, what's wrong? We just lost our tabs, okay, we got to open that back up again. So easy organizer, okay, there we go. So we're back to our tabs here. But I don't even have anything in these tabs yet. So there's no reason why I need, like in this favorites, where all of my wardrobe has to go. It could go, I could save this wardrobe tab, save panel. As wardrobe, we'll go wardrobe 1, okay. Then I can go here to this and just scroll over here, add this load panel, wardrobe 1, okay, load it here. And then just, okay, that's fine. And then I could go like, this is head, hats, okay, head, save, rename, head, okay. And then I could say, let's see, helmet, headdress, earrings, okay, okay. And then we could go over here, we could go rename this and call this chest, okay? And then this would be, we could call this one jewelry, rename jewelry. Jewelry, okay, and we could name this one rings, okay, and robes would be kind of chest, okay, and then we could go lower, okay, save as, rename, let's say pants, but this could also be dresses. So we could go with, and shoes. All right, so we go pants. Okay, so shirts would go with chest, and swimsuit would go with pants. Tie would go with chest. Toga could go with chest. Turban would go with head. Okay, vest would go with chest. Okay, sneakers would go with shoes. And we got boots. Okay, belts would go with pants. You see, then all of a sudden you don't have this big long thing, okay? Shirts would go with chest. And we right click up here and we go rename this and go wardrobe. Okay? And so then these are full outfits. We could leave this one as outfits, full. Okay, rename, full. Full outfit, okay. Now necklace would be jewelry. Outfit, so we'll leave the outfit all, male clothes all. Loincloths would be pants. Kilt would be pants. Jackets would be chest. Dresses would be chest. Dress shirt would be chest. Coat would be chest. Chain would be jewelry. Cape would be chest. Armor, we could just leave that as a separate thing. Amulet would be jewelry. See, all of it. Then you don't have this long thing here, and you just basically jump over here for wardrobe, and here it is. But the thing is I kind of like it all in one area, and so the way I can make it fit in that one area is to just kind of go back here, display settings, and just kind of put up with it being a little bit shorter, okay? A little harder to read, okay? But it all fits in one big long thing, okay? And now I'm losing my, oh, it doesn't like that I've resized it, okay? So we just come back and reopen this and reopen the organizer and everything's back. So that's a bug, but okay, poses. And so now we have this, I went through a bunch of my poses today. So this, I kind of like it so that I can have a good long amount here and just kind of strain a little bit to see them. But if I keep the colors, like I said, different, okay, like this green is a little bit kind of too close to that. Let's go with a light blue, all right, and then it sticks out, all right. So that's why I don't keep them all one color, so that I keep them, and you keep them light, okay, like this 9 skin, it's a little too dark, okay, let's bring it up so it stands out more. And the 9 shorts, change color, bring that up a little bit more. So this is, I hope this is helpful. Now these wings, okay, wings, change color. It's nice to have it's nice to be able to, let's go and change this to purple. Okay, and now see that stands out compared to those. And it's nice to be able to just go and have a file with that has 40,000 wings in it. So Now these are awfully big. Let's go, this particular version, I can hold the Control key and make them smaller. So this will be coming to you guys soon, this new version. So you can just kind of go through them now and do all of your wings. Right click, left click, and you can now open up a look at an entire product and see this is the angelic accoutrements and your Morningstar wings add-on. So yeah, this is it's, you know, it is very and the thing is once you have all of this stuff done, you can just close. Okay, you're not seeing what, okay. See, I brought all of this over here, and now, so this is in the other computer. Let's go up like this, and basically what I have here is so you can just close this down eventually, and then just kind of work here. Once you have everything there, you can say, oh, this is the new wardrobe, and see, I have full outfit, I have jewelry here, I have chest, I have head. Okay, so then the wardrobe, shoes, sneakers. Okay, here's all the sneakers. 215 different sneaker items. And boots. All of the boots items. And so this is how this all kind of works. So, and you just select on something and you can find out that's Genesis 8. Aviatrix boots. Yeah, Genesis 8. Gender female. So that probably came with the Joan of Arc. That would be Genesis 8. So, yeah. And these are Genesis 8 boots. Yeah, this is for Genesis 8. Although we're in a hot spot for Genesis 8 stuff. So, but yeah, these are kind of cool. Barbara Brunden, artist Barbara Brunden. Genesis 8. Guerrillero boots. Well, I can't know how to say that. But those look pretty cool. They look like Spanish or Latin or something. Very, very, very nice. So, and you can just pick up the whole product. Here, this is going to have everything. The sombrero and all of the clothing. Oh, yes, I remember this. This is a nice set right here with everything. Lots of really cool stuff. Pants in the Guerrillero. Gravedigger, look at that hat. Look how cool that is. Yeah, and the vest. Yeah. So, yeah. So I hope this is helpful, people. We are, so we got one tip today. One tip to add the color picker so that it remembers your color. That would be very nice. Even though I would recommend not using the same color for groups of folders, okay? So, because it's just like I said, it's so much. I know because I've spent a year working with these, trying to get them to work and everything. And when they were all like one color, it was like, huh? This is illegible. It's just something. You know, look at this Ripley hair. I love this hair. It's just like boom, all of a sudden I'm right there. So I'm probably going to just clear this so I don't have this wardrobe type. So clear the tab. Yes, yes. And I go DELETE ALL, and then go like that, and it clears that tab because I have all of these here in my favorites, all this clothing stuff, all in one thing. All of anything that says earring, you know, you just go and click on your compartments and type earring. I think there's two R's in there, yeah. Earring. Okay, clear this. Search. Okay. Searching. Okay, so now I can take this, and I don't know what I did here, but this earring, hold the Control key, and we see have 2270. That just put another 1,000 earrings into my earring folder, okay? Now if I go clear this dress, dress. Some of, okay, that's dress shirt. Dresses, where's the dresses? Okay, 305. Now we go here. We just drag that into dresses. Now I know I have thousands. Yeah, that just added 3,000. There was 300 items. I think they got lost because this is an old thing and I had issues with files losing stuff, and now they don't lose them at least as much as it used to. It used to occasionally lose them. So it went down from 300. Obviously, I don't have 300, only 300 dresses. So now it's 3,000 dresses. So yeah, when you click on dresses, you want it to show you the dresses. Okay, you don't want 300. You want the 3,000 that you own. And then you can just go here and look at each one and decide which one is the right dress. So for the right occasion. So yeah, and yeah, I remember the day I went wild buying dresses because Daz had them on a sale for like $1 for each product. And you just got to thank Daz for giving us really nice sales like that. But you know, and the same thing with hair. You know, there's things that you don't buy very often that you gravitate towards one kind of product, but then all of a sudden, so you end up leaving out whole genres of things, and then you go in and there's a sale on like something that you don't buy very often, and they're like $1 each, and you end up spending $100 or something, you know. But then all of a sudden you have that entire genre of stuff that you now have in your library. And so, yeah, this is very nice. I'm kind of partial to the long and formal dresses than I am to the kind of, because I like to do artistic kind of things. I like to do like a woman with an umbrella out, you know, like it looks like a watercolor kind of thing with a nice long dress. I kind of like those kind of things more than, so that's more my style of stuff. Or like the lady dressed in red who shows up at the detective's office, you know, and so she might be dressed a little scantily, but she's also very classy kind of look with the big long cigarette, you know, extender thing, and a big hat and kind of red hat, all red, you know, the lady in red kind of thing. I kind of go more for those cliched looks and stuff. So, these kind of items where they would fit. That's kind of where I go with clothing, with female clothing. And so if it's a big like ornate kind of dress, yeah, it'll be on my list of things. See, like this is kind of nice too. Reminds me of that girl who lays in the field. This the big long field with a farmhouse in back of her, and she's kind of laying sideways, looking up at the camera and everything. You know, kind of look. I like the kind of artistic. Try to do those kind of artistic ideas. Yeah, so but I guess every article of clothing inspires you with an idea. Say, oh, this would go good with cheerleaders at a football game or something. And you just look at something and all of a sudden you see a vision of a piece of art. So they're really inspiring. So to look at the different things. So I guess this is today. I'm in the middle of working on projects, and I kind of thought that this update was done, but now that it didn't fast append. I have to fix that, and I have to fix, and I'd like to fix that issue with the color not showing. So I would at least like that to show, because when you change the color, it should remember your custom colors. And I don't know why it's not, but I'll figure it out. So look at this olive sundress. This is really nice right here too. This is for Genesis 2 though, so the textures are probably not that good. So now this date purchased, okay, unsorted. Unsorted first. See, these aren't working at all. Okay, unless they're all sorted. Oh, they're all sorted. Everything is sorted in this because they're all dresses. So they all went into the dress. Okay, so there's nothing unsorted. But when we go to date purchased, this should show me the last thing that I purchased. Okay, see, this is newest first. This is a CR2. I don't think so. Okay, but maybe the CR2 don't have SKU numbers, so that, yeah, because, okay, newest first. Let's go oldest first and then go back to newest first. Oh, sorry about that. I keep doing this. Thank you. All right, so we're back here. Let's go to newest first. Yeah, see, that's a CR2. That's not supposed to be. So let's take and grab this log again. Select all, copy, and add this to the log, the bottom of the log. Where's my log here? Okay, EZFinder log. Let's add this. Okay, so let's say this is for sorting by date, purchase, not working. Let's put this log in here. Save that. Okay. Now we have that EZFinder log, and we have okay, there's another log. Okay, so we have two logs here. Okay, this isn't good, but that's all right. We'll put them together here, and we'll use both of them. EZFinder fixes. Okay, those go there. Okay. So, yeah. So once you have all of these things kind of, okay, tab 6. Okay, we go tab 6. Okay, those, okay, tab, all right, tab 6 was what? Okay, now they're back to their original panel thing. So favorites, okay, we have these Genesis 9 wardrobe hair. Okay, so yeah, once you have all of these organized like this and in the way you want them, then then you don't really need this anymore. You can just kind of work from here and keep, so then I keep this on this monitor over here. Okay, and then I keep my Daz open on this monitor, and I don't need my smart content open. And because I have this over here on my other monitor, and I have them just like so I can look back and forth from each of them. And then I go to this like dev, and these are my favorites here. I go to shorts, and within seconds I can have a scene kind of together. Not seconds, but pretty close. Shapes, and we'll go with this guy, inject, put that shape on, and then we go with skins. Let's go with this skin, inject, and skins take a little bit longer to go on. And all right, there's our skin. Now I created a thing called poses. Okay, so with standing. All right, and let's make these a little bigger so we can see them a little better. All right, we go here. I'll go with this, see if this works. That's if it's a full pose. There we go. It's a walking pose. Okay, now what I wanted to do earlier was to go into scripts. Okay, see, so I have this scripts. These are my, okay, those are pose scripts for that. Let's go back to favorites. Now I have scripts here, scripts favorite. These are my favorite scripts that I use. Okay, and there's only 2 pages of them. So if I click and go out of here, clear this. Now we're going to go look at me. Let's find this. Okay, this is that new product by Riversoft. And here it is. And we open this up, load. And now we have these look at me too. And what I want to do is have them look at the camera. Okay, so look at camera. So we're going to drag this over and put this in my favorite scripts. And we can look at each other. This one's kind of nice. And look at me too. Actions, I'm not sure if I need. Okay, that will open anyway. Okay, now these are actually now showing little circus tents. Okay, look at geometry. We could throw that in here too. And look at that. I don't know what this is. Okay, look into my eyes. I'm not sure. Okay, so this would make 2 people look at another person. So, but I'm not sure exactly. Okay, we've got enough for now. I can find the others if I need them. So what we do is create a camera over here. Create a camera. Look through the camera. Okay, now we have to select the Genesis 9 figure. And then we go here to the next page. Where are you? Okay, look at me too. This would be look at the camera. So we double click on that. Open this. Okay, now he's looking at us. So click accept. And there we go. And isn't that cool, huh? So now we go over here to our HDRIs. And this is 203 pages of HDRIs. I should be able to find one here, something here out of 200 pages of them. So, and I haven't scanned this in a while. I got a bunch more new ones. What when HDRIs go on sale, buy them. Buy as many as you can. So let's see what this Vatican Road looks like. Oh, I've already tried that one. This isn't too bad, but let's keep going here. Decor shop. Well, it kind of looks out of place there. Let's do the forest slope. Now, if I move the camera, it's going to change his look. But it's okay, I got the script right there. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so we go back to our script. Page 2. Look at, okay, I have to select him. Then go here. Select this. Accept. All right, there we go. Now what we do is we take our environment here. We go to parameters. We scroll down here and we select for the ground. We go to manual. And then we can move it up a little bit. Why? So that it looks like his foot is actually contacting the ground. Okay. And let's give him some hair. So we go here to, this is my favorites. Go to hair all. Hair. Let's give him this Ripley hair. My favorite hair. Where is it though? Okay, let's pick one of these. Oh, there it is. Inject. Select 9. Inject. Oh, that's the wrong hair. Cancel. We'll delete this. That's Genesis 8 hair. Let's go with the 9. They're different actually, the Ripley hair. Genesis 8 hair I don't think has Omni shaders. And it doesn't come in black. Now look at that. See, so, and now let's do something with our camera. Let's give it a little bit of depth things, depth focus, field of vision. Let's go to here, this camera, on depth of field. There we go. See, what I don't like about this is the ground is kind of really washed out. And so this is why I thought, okay, let's save this. Let's call this Ripley. Ripley. Okay. And then let's go here to our, now let's go to Ultra Scenery 2. Here. Yes. Let's create a ground. Okay, and we're going to go here. Browse, save location, up. No, we don't want that. Enter, delete, up, new, R-I-P-L-E-Y, Ripley we'll call it. Select that folder, that's where everything gets saved. Okay, now we move our camera up. Well, let's do the land. Let's do the land first. Okay, let's now go down here. What are we going to, we need trees. We need like a, all right, so we'll go with features. Add features, classic content. And let's go with, what's this upland? All right, this doesn't look right. Let's go with stream. Let's just see what we get here. I don't think that works either. Stones. that doesn't work. Come back. There we go. Track. That doesn't work. Road. Just need a good piece of land here. Let's go up and see what it looks like. No, that doesn't. That looks like a road going nowhere. Let's go to Country Ford. No, this looks like there's a big something here. All right, let's just go with a regular piece of land here. That's waterway, that doesn't work. Wait until it gives me my mouse back. Come back. Anytime now. All right, we're still waiting on it. Still loading. There we go. Coast Road 5. No, that's we need a track, not a road. Track. No feature. Let's just go with that. There we go. That's what we need. Now let's bring Ripley up. Y translate. Okay, let's zoom back a little bit. Okay. Now let's go back to Ultra Scenery. Let's pick some ecology. Swamp. No. Country Ford. Let's go with that. Okay, it's loading all of this stuff here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is turn off the trees. As soon as we get control back, we're going to save it first. Okay, now we come down here. Once we get control back again, and I think I lost my, when I moved him back, I think I lost him. Okay, so we're going to get rid of, okay, we don't need fish even though there's none here, and we don't need the rushes because there's none there. Small trees, medium trees, large trees. Okay, verge, base, okay, we don't need these because there's none in them. Didn't put anything here. Or the road grit, because there's no road. Okay. And why are these off? Small, okay, I turned off the trees. Okay. So now what we do is we can get rid of this for now. Save this again. And let's render this and see what it looks like. See, this gets rid of that ground problem with the ground looking like it's all blurry, and then his feet, you can see like the pores in his skin, and the ground looks like a blur. So it gives you a ground that's kind of has detail instead of, see this? So he's walking in a field that's closer, and then everything else looks kind of far away. So let's, and now he's not looking at us. We lost the camera connection. Yes, so let's make this render a little bit smaller too. Okay, so we go back to our favorites. We go back to our Gen 9, go to our scripts, no, favorite scripts. And we go to page 2, select Ripley, look at camera. Okay, now we load this, accept, now he's looking at us. Save this. All right, and now let's go a little smaller on our render. Let's make this maximum samples, maximum time. Turn off this, and we go with 2000. 2000's enough. Let's see what we got here for a render. Okay. There we go. All right, so what we got to do is, see, the background has too much yellow in it. You see, it just doesn't fit with this looks kind of bluish, and that looks yellowy green. So what we have to do, cancel, we got to make the background fit the image better. So we come here and select our environment options, go to parameters, and we're going to go with this, see that, and then we go back here. All right. Now it looks like it fits. You usually always have to fix the tint. Okay, now he needs more like something dramatic. So what we do is we add a light, spotlight, okay, and then we take and it turns off the camera spotlight, which is exactly what we want. And then we kind of look and say the light's coming in from this angle, so let's look through our spotlight, select our figure, select this here, go like that, select our spotlight like this. Go back to our camera. Now go here, intensity, go, some drama. Now we go to our render. Come on, show us. Show us the magic. And there it is. There's our scene. So that is it. So that's going to do it for me today. Now what we'll do is I'll do one more kind of little thing here. We're going to take a look at our field of vision, okay? But see what this does is it gives then the background, because it's far away, it doesn't mind that it's blurry, okay? But he's not standing on ground. Where he's standing has detail like he has. It matches his detail, okay? So when we close this here for a moment, we're going to take our camera, and since I'm right here with my scripts, my favorite scripts, I'm going to lock this, inject to Daz. I have my camera selected. Okay, now I can't zoom my camera or move my camera around, okay? So now let's go to perspective view. Let's take a look at our Genesis 9 figure. Turn like this. Where's our camera? Okay, so our camera is right there. Okay, select the camera. And you see it's pretty perfect right now. So this tells us that it's right at his eyes, this little dot here. Let's see now. Camera. Let's go to, we've got to go to camera here. Focal distance. Okay. That's about right there with his eyes. Now if I want to make it look a little more blurry, we do the f-stop, we make this a little narrow, and then it starts to get blurry right in front of him. Okay, go back to the camera, save this. Let's try this now. You always want that little dot right where his eyes are. Right at his eyes. Unless you want it to focus on his hand in front of him or something like that, you know, something as an effect, okay? But in a general kind of pose, you would want, now there might be too much blur in front of him, so we'll see. But I think it'd be kind of nice to have a little more blur in front and then have it sharpen right up where he is. It makes him pop out more. Okay, this should be more blurry than it is. Let's see now. This time it should be more blurry. Yeah, see the blur here? But then it sharpens right about here. See, then it starts to blur again. Yeah, see this? This is very nice now. Yeah. So that's going to do it for me today. I just thought I would end this with some kind of scene, that I'm making a scene, so it's not just me talking about the program, and also and we got, oh, we did get, now he's looking right at the camera. I didn't move the camera. So this is working really well. And yeah, maybe a little body hair. Maybe I could have dressed him in, you know, into like a hunter's or some kind, an archer or something. Done something really, you know, Trojan, you know, something, anything. But you know, I just kind of I gravitate towards sometimes the least dressed alternative. So it's like I'd be happy with just one pair of shorts in my whole wardrobe. So it's kind of the way I work, and the black shorts seem to fit everything. So yeah, that Ripley hair, we need more hair like that, Daz. This is like the best kind of hair that you could imagine. I wish we had curls. They don't like curls on the side. They don't have that. You know, guys have curly sideburns and stuff. They don't. The Daz this. You'll never find hair in the Daz store with curly sideburns. That's just the way, I guess it is, unless it's hair that's Matt, good night to you. Yeah, it's been a good day for me. So it's been a good day. It's been quiet. I got a good night's sleep last night, so I'm doing well. All is well. So thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out, my friend. You were right there at the beginning too, Matt. So very, very good. Thanks again. Thank you very much, Stephen, for the nice program compliment. Thank you for hanging out, too. It's very, very nice to have you here. And your input on the program was very, very nice. Very helpful to me, okay? So I appreciate it very much. I hope you learned something with me going through and using EZFinder. I'll be back with more. And once the update comes out for EZFinder, we'll come back and I will go and talk a lot about the nuts and bolts and how things were changed in the program. I didn't want to overload you with all kinds of things that haven't materialized yet. So we'll see about that, okay? So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next EZ3DTV tutorial. And I don't know what happened to my, so they got moved, I think. I don't have any polka to play right now. So just imagine polka playing, okay? Thank you for watching, and I will see you again. Matt, Stephen, and if Angus should happen to pop in and watch some of this, thank you, Angus. Where's my mouse? I need my mouse for the this other computer. I can't stop the stream if I don't have a mouse. I think I've got to unplug this and plug it back in to get the mouse to work. There we go. There's the mouse. So again, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, click the bell if you want to be notified every time I go live. Apparently, I've got some nice bell clickers that get notified and come right in when I am live. There will be a lot more videos because I have products coming out, and you're going to want to watch. These new videos to show you how to use the new products. Keep watching, because eventually EZFinder will go down in price. There'll be a certain day when you'll be able to probably pick it up for 30 or 40 bucks. It may not be for a while. It may not be for a month or so, but there'll be some really nice sales. Daz knows what they're doing, and they're very good at running the store. I'm not. They know what they're doing. So I just leave it in their confident hands and competent hands, and all is well, all is well. So thanks again for watching. Take care, and I will see you again. This guy needs maybe a beard or something. So we'll talk. I'll see you again in the next EZ3DTV tutorial. Bye-bye. Thanks again, Matt, Steve.